So with that, it is time to find out if either one of these teams will make the playoffs. Let's do this, starting off with player retirements. Carmelo Anthony retires. Of course, we are having to try and make our way past the third season, or past the second season, into the third season for the third time. Only this time we know it's not going to freeze, which is fucking lovely. And I'm very excited about it, as Dwight Howard and Carmelo Anthony both make the Hall of Fame. Both have their jerseys retired. Dwight by the Magic, and Carmelo Anthony by the Denver Nuggets. Oville, it is good to see you. How are you? League meetings, we have a new rule. Ooh, the luxury tax has been increased by $5 million. Players will not be eligible for the entry draft until... Oh, shit. Players will not be eligible for the entry draft until at least 2 years removed from high school, or an international player is 20 years or older. So the age of players drafted just got bumped up. And eliminate financial restrictions when trading. Salaries are no longer required to match when trading. Clement, duly noted. We're going to let these go through to just keep it random. So, a couple of interesting rule changes here coming up after this season. With that, chat, we go to the lottery. We have the Liberty with the 13th highest odds. The Ravens, about the same, though, at 1%. I will not repeal the draft thing. It stays. It stays. The Vancouver Ravens will be staying at pick number 16, your lowest pick to date. The question is, where the hell am I going to be picking? Can I somehow, some way win the lottery and move up? You got the Blazers at 15. 10th all-time lottery selection. Number 14's going to Houston, so they stay. And now here we go, the Liberty Bibbity. Russell Westbrook's an upcoming free agent. And damn it, I also stay at 13. So there we go, lottery. It's basically done. The Pistons will select number 1 to appeal Deke's Slayer. I end up with the 13th pick. You guys end up with the 16th in the drafts. It's not too bad. Staff signing, the combine, the workouts. Of course, we have that all automated. So let's go to the draft. Let's do it. The 2022 draft for the third time. And the Pistons take power forward Alfred Flowers. First overall. Highest vertical leap amongst power forwards in... And the Pelicans are going to be trading the second overall pick for Rudy Gobert and Jay Crowder. Holy shit. So Rudy Gobert has been traded for the second overall pick. He's going to the Pelicans. And the Jazz take Jonathan Bellamy, a 6'10 center out of Villanova. And apparently very highly touted. Milwaukee at 3. Ooh, wow, that is the second team in a row to trade down. Third overall, and Bobby Portis for De'Aaron Fox and a top 3 protected pick in 2024. Holy shit. There are some insane trades here. And the Kings, with that pick, take another guard. It's Wally Roy out of Duke. This be a solid pick with Halliburton entering free agency this offseason. The Raptors at 4 take guard Taylor Cotton out of Arizona. Fred VanVleet could be leaving. The Thunder at 5 take forward Marvin Schultz out of Loyola. Ridiculous vertical, good athleticism. The Grizz at 6 take forward Dale Manning out of Tennessee. Really good three-point shooter. The Wiz at 7 are going to trade the pick, along with a second, for Hassan Whiteside and, wow, the Detroit Pistons first rounder next year. So the Pistons, already with the number 1 pick, move up now to 7th overall, where they take forward Clint Peterson out of Alabama. 3.5 blocks a game last season as well, so the next Mo. The Atlanta Hawks at 8 take... Wow, this is a good draft for big players. Another power forward goes Will Smith. I'm not calling him Willis. Out of Pittsburgh. The most coachable player he's ever coached. Fair enough. At 9, the Pacers trade the pick, along with a second for Chris Middleton. So Chris Middleton from the Bucks to the Pacers, and the Bucks take forward Darren Parks out of Air Force. With the selection, another power forward. The Cavs at 10 select another forward, Todd Moncrief out of Ohio State. So he stays in Ohio. We'll see what happens there. Next up, 11th overall, Joseph Hopkins. Another forward. Holy shit. I've never seen so many power forwards selected in the first round. Hopkins was projected, so he might have slid. That could have been a great pick for them. Charlotte at 12 selects forward Russ Schultz out of Texas Christian. And that brings us to the Louisville Liberty. One of us finally get to make a selection. Well, let's see what we can do here and what I have available. I got 2 players projected with an A. Craig Williams and Stefan Paraban. 2-year stash player. Apparently fucking ridiculous. 2K big board rank has it. Wow, he is allegedly one of the top guards, if not the top point guard in this draft. But the ceiling is only an all-star. Could turn into a perennial all-star. I mean, he's a good shooter, good playmaker, not the best defender, but not the worst. Interesting that he's projected to go as highly in the draft as he is. It makes me think his potential might be higher because I only have him scouted at 68%. And I mean, in terms of who I need, I really don't need a guard. Another big would be nice. But we're at the stage now where all the bigs have been selected. I mean, you look at the Draft Express rankings, guys. I mean, it's all guards next. So if you were thinking of taking a bigger player, you're going to have to take a risk. It is all guards at this point, except for Greg Becker. But Draft Express has him at 30. 2K has him at 12. So this is, yeah, this is not the draft at this stage to take a bigger player. Interesting. Anthony Bender, maybe the top. Ooh, all NBA. Mitch Richmond comparison. 22 years old. Senso Oliviero, guaranteed starter for Oliviero. 3-year stash player, though. Ugh. I got a center here in Pavic that I don't know enough about. I mean, there are some bigger players. It's just, can you guarantee? Can you guarantee that they're worth it? Gardner's a guarantee starter. Garrett Thomas might be a guaranteed starter. I mean, Oliviero would be nice, but he's 21 and I wouldn't even get my hands on him for another 3 years. Gardner, 22 years old. Can barely dunk. Well, I mean, that's fine. He's 6 foot tall. That's to be expected. Great shooter, though. Decent defender. God, shout out to Chip Alexander. How I wish I could select old Chip. This is rough. This is a rough draft at this stage for me. I really needed somebody else. So I mean, Bender at all NBA, Urban at an all-star. I wish Chip Skylark was available. There's some guys who might be all NBA, but I feel like I have to go with somebody who can be a little bit more of a guarantee. I feel like you guys are much more likely to go with someone who might be, who might be more of a guarantee. It's not going to be Purbin. Gardner. I'm looking at Gardner. Oliviero or Thomas. I feel like it's got to be Gardner or Oliviero. I'm going to be taking another guard in this draft out of pure necessity. I feel like he's the best player left available. I am taking 22-year-old guard Carl Gardner with this pick. Steven Perban just doesn't do it for me. We're taking Carl Gardner out of LaSalle. Is All-NBA better than All-Star? Yes. Trust me, Sekou, I still plan on signing Stephen Smith. So 15, the Rockets take Garrett Thomas, shooting guard out of Stanford. And at 15, the Blazers select forward Warren Alexander out of Georgetown. So that brings up the Vancouver Ravens. And the person who will be making the pick is Catcher. Catcher, congratulations. You've gotten a lot of information on a lot of the players that are available here in this draft. Again, you can do whatever the hell you want. Completely up to you. We can look at whatever. But the choice is very, very much yours at this stage. I mean, you have Perban 95% scouted, still showing up as an all-star at best. No significant weaknesses. Again, in terms of his ability to shoot the ball, decent playmaking, not the best defender in the world. But potential, I mean, for you guys, it is showing up as A+ potential. I didn't have A+ potential. I only had a B+. You guys have about 30% more known about Perban. I might have missed Perban. He was only showing up as a B+ for me. It looks like he might be an A+ for you. You won't have access to him for 2 years. Catcher says Stefan Perban is the selection, so your scouts may have done a decent little job there. Perban is the pick. We'll see what happens. I mean, another instance where, again, you guys go for the boom or bust, and I'm taking more of the safe pick. We'll see what happens. It's exactly what I said would happen. So, we'll see. We shall see. Go ahead and skip to our next pick. I think you guys get back-to-back picks comparing you and I. Whoops, I didn't mean to click through that to see who wasn't traded. Again, the latest that we have ever picked. Either one of us. And it will be the Liberty at 45. Alright, so let's see who I can get here in round number 2. Rod Finley with an A- potential. The others with B+. Again, forwards, though. Or point guards. There's only one forward. Wolf, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Starter bench. All-NBA or bench. Michael Haywood. Don Wheeler as a starter. Ugh. Let me check centers here. Wolf, that is unfortunate. But you could also be worse. Should you think of it that way? It's true. I don't have enough information on Pavic here. I don't have enough information on Gorovich. Chip Alexander could be a starter. Well, feel free, man, if you got to. Hello, Chip Alexander. Jesus. There's a scoring option down low. Decent defense. He can't rebound for shit. Chip Alexander has a decent shout. Could be the guy. What do we got for forwards here? This is, wow, the mustache on Alex Sessions, though. Like, the only big man that I feel confident in drafting right now is Chip Alexander. I just don't have the info on anybody else. Toxic, I hate to tell you, I don't remember, but I'm happy to have you back. Yeah, Chip is the only guy I'd be interested in. Forwards were done in this draft. Like, Draft Express has none of these guys anywhere close to actually getting drafted. Troy Blair, I don't have enough information on. Yikes. Herb Ellis, Theo Slaughter, Turtle Tamer dropping the 25 months. You'll love to see it. This is a draft for guards. Michael Haywood with that all-NBA potential. Finley starter. I feel like it has to be Michael Haywood just to steal him away from you. Unless you guys end up with information on somebody that I don't have. I do remember that tag at least. I do. I gotta take the boomer bust. As much as I'd love to add another power forward, no doubt I have to add Michael Haywood here. I have to. A Chris Paul ceiling. He's the only guy that has a ceiling listed like that. So you guys have Zach Haywood. I'm gonna take his brother Michael Haywood. Gotta hope that ceiling is accurate. I mean, it doesn't have a mid-range shot, but a good three-point shot. Decent playmaking. He can't play defense for shit, though. He can't play defense for shit. But I gotta go for it because I feel like that's who you guys would take. So I gotta play the block. Michael Haywood out of Missouri State. Good attitude and work ethic. We'll see. And let's see. When is your pick? Here we go. You guys have the 50th overall pick. Wolf, I am doing quite well. And indeed, NBA 2K. Solid game when it's not glitching out. So the question is, who gets the next pick for you guys? And the answer is Popcorn Chicken. You have a little bit more information on Peja Gorovich, which kind of pisses me off. Because if he's good, I really needed him. But Popcorn Chicken, it is completely up to you. So Toxic, what we're doing, I'm in control of one team. The chat is in control of another. And we see who can win a title first. Pretty simple concept that we can't do on NHL, because I don't think we can control more than one team at a time. As far as I remember. So Popcorn Chicken, it is up to you. What's the ceiling and floor for Gorovich? Starter and bench. With 83% accuracy. So, usable, but nothing too crazy. Who's winning right now? Oh, Cliffy, neither team's made the playoffs so far. Both teams came down their playoff hopes to the last week or two. So, both teams are on the verge of making the playoffs, but not quite there yet. This should be the first season. So we will sort by potential. You have one B+. Predrag Uremich, who has a starter and bench. Again, a rough draft for some of the big boys here. I mean, outside of like the first 15 picks. Chip Alexander did show up for me as a decent scoring big man. So, that is true. That is true. What will it be from one Popcorn Chicken? What will it be? We should do votes as a team. I mean, it comes down to the raffle. I mean, whoever's in charge of the pick can, take opinions from you guys. But so Cliffy, the problem is MyNBA glitches out if you try to use downloaded teams from the community. And unfortunately, we did that for the first 2 seasons. So I had to restart this for a 3rd time. So we haven't really been able to see long-term options. Toxic, it's better to do the raffle system, because then if someone fucks up, you guys can directly shame them. It's perfect. Popcorn Chicken's going with Peja Gorovich. The 21-year-old Serbian center is the pick. Fair play. Peja Gorovich, who again, I really kind of needed, but I didn't have the proper information on. You guys take a safe bet in the Serbian. Speed, body control, and ability to change direction were on display at the combine. Recorded the best time in the lane agility drill. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. So that is it for this draft. Let's get our immediate feedback here, as the Pistons did very well getting Alfred Flowers. And yeah, again, top heavy for forwards, but most of them are pretty damn good. So I ended up selecting Carl Gardner, 13th overall, 76 overall, at 22 years old. Dunno, if you guys selected 2 stash players, I can just edit it, which you absolutely did select 2 stash players. It's fine. It's fine. I can edit it. But yeah, Carl Gardner, guaranteed starter, basically. 76 overall out of the gates. I'm pretty happy with this guy. Pretty happy with this guy. Good shooting, good playmaking, good defense. I am very, very happy to add Carl Gardner and Julio Hardy. A- potential. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Like again, the group of guards that I have are overpowered at this point. You guys ended up with Stephon Perbin, 74 overall, 19 years old though. Warrior, the gifted sub. All-star at best, bench player at worst. Decent shooting. Really good shooting, actually. Inside scoring isn't that great. Decent playmaking. Decent defense. Good athleticism. Decent IQ. A potential for Stephon Perbin, who you guys might have the decision to bring onto your team immediately, because I do think that is still, the stash glitch is still there. As we'll look at the rest of the first round. Senzo Oliveira was a 75. Jesus, had no way of knowing that. Had no way of knowing that. And then into the second round. No crazy overalls yet. Still no crazy overalls. I took Michael Haywood, who's a 71 at 23 years old. Again, could be Chris Paul at his best. That's if he hits his best. I don't know if he will. But decent shooting, decent playmaking, horrible defense. Horrible rebounding, of course. B-, yeah. I've struggled in the second round the last 2 years. I don't think Michael Haywood or Niko Debanovic are really going to make too much of an impact for me. You guys, though, ended up getting Peja Gorovic, 72 overall at 21 years old. Decent inside scoring, not an outside threat at all, not a playmaking threat. But decent inside scoring, decent, post defense, decent rebounding. Not the best athlete. B potential. You guys probably won this draft on paper. Both of your guys should be decent for you. I know, like, I'm guaranteed to have one decent player. You guys are going to have a decent backup option off the bench with Gorovic, and then if your other guy develops, I think you won this draft. I think you did. Good stuff. Good stuff, Jack. Good on you. And then for the other picks throughout the second round, Chip was a 70 at 22 years old. Mr. Irrelevant, going to Atlanta. And he was... Fuck, if I took Chip Alexander, I was golden. But I didn't. I didn't want to risk it. I played it safe. If I took Chip Alexander, I would have beaten you in this draft. But I didn't. Fuck. I tried to play it safe with a guard. I really needed a bigger player. That could hurt. That could hurt a little bit. Losing out on Chip. Fuck. The pain of drafting glory sometimes. So, rookie signing for you guys. The good thing is, actually, you can outright sign Gorovic, apparently. So, accept the deal for Radoslav Bilic. You also have Gorovic, and you'll retain the rights to Perbin. I'll be signing Carl Gardner. I'll also be signing Michael Haywood and Niko Debanovic. Will be joining my team as well. Yeah, Gorovic wasn't a stash player, so we're fine. He just has the name of a stash player. Watson, I have to accept that team option. Law and Meyer as well. You guys will be accepting the team options on everybody there. So qualifying offers. Let's see what we have here. So Dino, extend the qualifying offer. Jimmy Aldridge is not mine. Dunleavy is. Landry is. Starks is not mine. Peyton's not mine. Dougie Bush, Galloway. All right, cool. And for you guys, you'll obviously hold on to Haywood. You'll hold on to Carson and Callaway. Lane's not yours. Tate's not yours. Hayes is not yours. You guys don't have a Bryant Hayes on your roster. Barrett's yours. Warwick and Shaw. All right, cool. So those are good. So we go to the moratorium and free agency. We'll sim to the first 3 days. So again, Starks, Aldridge, Griffith, Bush. Pronounce the rights. These guys are all RFAs. All right, that's all good. And then for you guys, again, renounce the rights on all of these dudes. Cap hold on Haywood, Pena, Carson, Callaway, and Barrett. Perfect. Perfect. So let's get through the moratorium phase. And at the start of free agency. So Luka stays in Dallas. James Harden goes to Milwaukee. LeBron goes to Brooklyn. LeBron goes to Brooklyn. Steph stays with the Warriors. Trey stays with the Hawks. Jimmy Butler stays in Miami. Kyrie goes to Houston. Ayton stays with the Suns. Jackson still with the Grizz. But the big news here, LeBron going to Brooklyn. But KD is not there. He's also a free agent, as is Russell Westbrook, Zach LaVine. We'll see how that plays out. So we need to wait for all these dudes to sign before we fill out our rosters. Kevin Durant and LeBron James will be playing together in Brooklyn. Holy shit. They have signed Kevin Durant and LeBron James. Holy shit. How they can afford that, I have no idea. Russell Westbrook is signed with the Utah Jazz. No, Curry's staying with the Warriors. Must have just looked at it too fast. Kemba has also signed. He's gone back to Boston. Haywood, obviously, you guys are going to match that deal. You're not going to let him go to the Lakers. Not a chance. Nobody's signing LaVine, huh? Alright, so we get to the end of free agency. And we all sign those restricted free agents. So player progression here for me. Watson at a 90. Stevie Cook up to an 83. Leon Law at an 81. Landry at an 80. Popovich at an 80. Julio Hardy up to a 79. Rogers stays at a 79. That hurts a little bit. Dunleavy to 78. Meyer to 77. Of course, we just got Gardner and Haywood. Yeah, Niko Dubanovic sucks. I botched the second round of last year's draft. I'm struggling in the second round as of late. Mo Spencer up to an 84. Jared Barry Carroll at an 83, as well as Zach Haywood. Deion Barrett at a 79. Paris Carson at a 78. No movement from Carlton or Callaway or Pena. Interesting. You guys have not seen a ton of movement outside of some of your top players. We'll fill out automatically for the Summer League. Just go ahead and get through all these. Didn't mean to do it this way, but whatever. And the Summer League. Ooh, I lost it. Well, so we've both lost in the final of the Summer League at this point. That's unfortunate. All-Star City is going to be Orlando. We will sim the Hoop Summit. That brings us to training camp, where the person selecting who will get a potential boost. Now, keep in mind with this team, in terms of your potentials, an A+ in JBC, Perban at an A. You got a couple of A- here as well. A couple of B+, Pena at a B, Gorovich at a B, Bilic at a B as well. All of these players belong to you guys at this point. So keep that in mind. The player, or the person selecting what player gets the potential boost, is Killer Socks. Soxy, congratulations. It's your choice. You have had tremendous luck with this lottery. Congrats. It is up to you who gets that potential boost, buddy. Who's it gonna be? Who is it gonna be? He goes for Dion Barrett to get the potential boost. Now up to an A-, unless that's still broken. And for me... forward, power forward, point guard, center. God, I have ridiculous potentials here, though. Ridiculous potentials. Which I am quite happy about. Yeah, Debanovic is just a waste at this point. So again, forward, guard, center. It's got to be Dino or Law. Law is 20. I actually agree with Sox. It has to be Dino. Somebody's got to be able to counteract Mo, and it's got to be Dino and Law. We'll give it to Dino because he's younger. And for the first time, we should be able to advance to Season 3. There it is. So again, the custom teams were what was fucking it up. So we got a decent little amount to edit here with these teams. So really quickly, Cook, Hardy, Gardner, Haywood, Debanovic are all mine. Andre Roberson, I need to cut. Al-Farouq Aminu, I need to cut. Alright, cool. So we're down to just my roster then. So the big question is going to be how I move anybody around. If I move anybody around. And I mean, for Ryan Watson, who's actually a better guard now than a forward, he is unreal. Ryan Watson is MVP caliber every season. I don't think you have enough point guards, right? Alright, so Watson for the moment is actually now a better shooting guard than a forward. So what if we were to set up like this? Really quickly. So again, just to get everybody in their best overall position here. Cook. I mean, granted, with the height difference, I wouldn't want Cook to compete there, but, you know, I just want to see if I have everybody in their best overall setup, what my team would look like. Dino. Or not Dino, but Leon Law. It's an 85 point guard. Or point guard, power forward. Jeez, I'm losing my mind. That's what happens when I try to pay attention to chat at the same time. So we're going to get everybody in their best overall spot. Landry. You could argue Landry has the height to be a forward. So shooting guard forward definitely works for Landry. And then Dino. Can't believe how good Dino is as a small forward. 83 overall still. And again, for Dino, it's kind of the same thing. He's a better power forward than a center. The reason why I have Leon as a center is he has the extra height. He has the extra height over Dino. Dino's a little bit short. I mean, he's under 7 foot. Okay, Landry. He's good where he is. Julio. I mean, only 5'11", so definitely wouldn't run him as a forward. But again, just to double check this. Guarantee I'm going to be moving players back, but I need to explore all my options. Of course, we're going to do the same thing for your team as well. Rogers can be a forward of really any ilk. Decent three-point option. Has decent post defense. Yeah, I think Rogers is a power forward. To keep him away from the perimeter is a better option. Yeah, that works. Dunleavy. Stays at forward and guard. Meyer can stay there. Carl Gardner doesn't have the height to play as a forward. He's a guard no matter what. Haywood, 6'4". Could be a slightly smaller forward. I don't think I'd want him at point guard, though. Let's go shooting guard and forward. Obviously, I'm going to have to move players around quite a bit to get to where I want to be. And then Nico Dabanovic absolutely sucks, unfortunately. He has been my worst swing and miss so far. The Lithuanian. Okay, so, fuck. Trust me, Toxic, I'm not even looking at you guys. You're not helping me. Don't worry. So no doubt, Sammy Rogers has to be the option off the bench. I think now is the time where Dino has jumped Rogers in terms of importance, so Leon's going to be moved back to center. Leon's definitely going to be moved back to center. And that way, Dino can be a power forward, and then Sammy Rogers has turned into more of a depth option. As much as I wish I could run 85 Leon Law, I need those, the extra couple of inches there that we get with Leon over Dino at this point to help protect the paint. And Dino has unreal shooting for a power forward. Unreal shooting. It's the Croatian Dirk Nowitzki. And then no denying with forwards, I can't run Dunleavy, I can't run Meyer. It has to be Watson moved back over to forward instead of being guard. Dunno, I was wondering who the first person to make a cock joke would be, and congratulations, Dunno, it's you. Really taking that low-hanging fruit. Good job. That might not be fruit. So Law, Popovich, Watson, and then Dunleavy and Meyer as depth options, and then these 6 to help fill out the front court. And back court, I guess it would be. And to be honest, I pretty much have to base it off of height. So we have Landry at 6'5", Haywood at 6'4". Yeah, we got to move Steve Cook back to point guard. Even though he's a good shooting guard. Move Stevie back. He's still our point guard. Julio, I really don't want a 5'11" shooting guard, to be honest. So again, you get to be a point guard as well, at least a primary point guard. And Carl Gardner. We are also going to be moving over. And then Nico will also move back over. Size clearly matters. Clearly. Welcome to the world. Alright, so my team is honestly looking pretty damn good. I am happy with it. So we have Steve Cook, 83 point guard. Ernie Landry at an 80. Ryan Watson at a 90. Dino Popovich at an 83. And Leon Law at an 81. Sixth man is Sammy Rogers at a 79. John Dunleavy at a 78. Julio Hardy at a 79. Jens Meyer at a 77. Carl Gardner. And then Haywood and Dabanovic, unfortunately, are pure depth players at this stage. Make Dino a small forward. You're not wrong that I could do that and have a 6'11" small forward. The problem is that I'd have a 6'9" power forward. Zarabak, the reason why I don't move Watson to shooting guard, Popovich to small forward, and then Sammy Rogers to power forward is because of Mo. If you guys did not have over a dozen rebound a game power forward, I wouldn't have to keep Dino, as a big down low. Now, granted, is it the best strategy in the world to prepare solely for potentially meeting you in the final? Probably not. But I really do need that extra height that Popovich and Law provide over Sammy Rogers. I really do. It's a tough call, though. So yeah, Watson, Popovich, and then Rogers there is pretty sick. I mean, I'd have a taller small forward than my power forward. That'd be kind of fucked. Not that Dino couldn't pull it off. Dino's mid-range is fucking ridiculous. But in general, you're not the only team where I'd have to worry about that extra height. Ah, dude, I'm only scared of one aspect of the team that you've made. Dino has an A-. I trust Ernie Landry. I trust him. Yeah, fair Sox. But still, I mean, Dino... his rebound is C+ rebounding? Funny thing is, Sammy's actually a better rebounder. You know? The problem is, and the reason why I'm not going to do it, is because I only have one center. Like, I only have two guys that can play center. Dino and Leon. If I had another center, I'd move Dino over. But I can't. I can't do it. I just don't have the depth to pull that off. The team is still incredibly solid, though. I'm very happy with it. If I set up the old mentorship as well, just make sure it's completely clear. I don't know how exactly I'm going to set up the mentorship at this point. And give me a second here as well. So Steve Cook, point guard, shooting guard. Julio, set up as a point guard, shooting guard. Again, we're trying to keep track of all this in case another fucking random ass crash happens. Gardner, all around guard. Haha. And then Niko Dabanovic, who sucks. So yeah, had I taken that center, I'd be golden. But because I didn't risk it with the center and took Michael Haywood instead, you could argue that cost me long term. Not taking that extra big. That may have cost me for this season. We shall see. Watson, Dunleavy, Meyer, that's all good. And the only difference here is Dino is now a full-time power forward instead of a center. Alright, cool. Like I said, all I gotta do now is set up the old mentorship. Not quite sure what I'm gonna do. I think Stephen Cook will learn from Julio here. Off-ball pass, chase down artist. Let's go with tireless defender. And let's have... Actually, well... Let's have Steven learn from... Man, Ernie really doesn't have any badges. Never mind. Let's go for that. That's fine. Phil, good to see you. We haven't gotten into it. We started a little bit late on NBA. I started off on NHL. So Cook is good. Learning from Julio. Let's have Julio in return. Learn from one Stephen Cook. Let's go with Pickpocket and Dimer. Alright, so those two are working together. Which is fine by me. Let's have Carl Gardner has a couple of badges. Nico has a couple of badges too. We might as well see if Nico can help Carl Gardner learn anything. And vice versa. Pick dodger, bullet passer, catch and shoot. Love those two work together. Let's see. Michael Haywood and Ernie Landry are going to work together. Gold. Let's go teardropper. Landry. Getting this to learn. Haywood. Nico, we went through another off season, another draft. Now we're just getting everything set up for the season sim. Let's have Watson. Now this is the big one. Watson's going to be teaching, not going to be teaching Dunleavy anything, or Dunleavy's not going to be teaching him anything. Man, Watson can't learn from Meyer or Dunleavy. That's rough. Let's have Watson learn from Sammy Rogers then. That works for me. And then Rogers gets to learn from Watson, which is fucking ridiculous. Let's go Giant Slayer. Ankle breaker, handles for days, stop and go. Let's go clamps for sure. On Sammy Rogers, so those two are working together. Know what Dunleavy and Meyer are going to do. I don't think they're going to learn anything. See, Dunleavy has a couple of badges. So where's Meyer? Dunleavy. Let's have him learn those three. And then Dino will work together with Leon. Dream Shake. Put back boss. Difficult shots. And Dino will learn let's go Trapper, Tireless Defender, and Rim Protector. Only a maximum of 10. Fuck. Alright, Debanovic, sorry. You're not gonna learn anything. Fuck you. You're not as important. So yeah. There we go. So I finally got my team set up, which is nice. For off-ball pest, it's not the one that I want. All right, the Louisville Liberty are good to go for this season. We are going to be rocking a 90 overall, 90 offense, 91 defense, 18th in the preseason power ranking. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. I don't know, Donna. Probably because it can be a little bit overpowered. And for you guys, with the Ravens, Chasson Randall is not yours. I'm gonna go ahead and release him. Jordan McRae, obviously not yours. Callaway Pena. Only guy to cut here is Dwayne Dedman. Perfect. All right, so let's optimize this roster. Ramo Spencer will continue to be a power forward and center. 84 rated power forward. Mr. Barry Carroll doesn't really have the height to be a forward, so shooting guard and point guard makes sense. Haywood, definitely still a forward and a shooting guard. Deion Barrett doesn't really have the height to be a forward, so shooting guard and point guard works. Carson, I mean, the problem is Carson's a 7-footer, so you can't really have him at forward. I mean, I suppose you could, but I mean, you probably want him at power forward center. The big question will be, who do you want? Do you want Mo at power forward or at center? You're probably still going to want Mo at power forward, but we'll switch Carson over for the moment. Sullivan at 6'2", again, not going to want him to be a forward. Right now, I'll have him listed at shooting guard and point guard. Continue to make changes if need be. Again, Barrett was good. Sean Callaway, who is kind of regressed here. Gonna take him off a shooting guard now, put him at small forward, power forward. And then Fabricio Pena, same thing, small forward, power forward. Stefan Perbin, who is not here yet. Be the same thing, change him over to shooting guard, point guard for the moment. You guys won't have access to this dude for a couple of seasons. Chad Anthony at 6'8", probably want him as a forward and not a center. He's not Ben Wallace after all. And then Peja Gorovic, who you guys just drafted, another 7-footer, who of course is better at power forward than center. Easier to be a higher rated power forward than center. the Serbian, who's directly on your roster. And then Radoslav Bilic is also there and where he should be. So in terms of the overalls then, I mean, you got to decide, right? Like, Barry Carroll is an 82 point guard, 83 shooting guard. Sullivan is a 77 and a 79. So, my opinion, you'd probably go Barry Carroll at point guard, Sullivan at shooting guard. Barry Carroll drops by 1 at point guard, Sullivan drops by 2. And Dion Barrett also drops by 2. So, yeah, I think it's pretty clear. Barry Carroll goes to point guard here. Only drops a point. Saves these other two from dropping another 2 points. Just in terms of the way the game displays it. So, you got Jared Barry Carroll now stealing away that starting point guard spot from Sullivan, who I think grew an inch or 2. And Sully is the better shooter. He has that 99 three-point shooting, at least from the outside. I mean, Barry Carroll, the close and mid-range shots unreal. You have unbelievable shooting potential here. And then again, Barrett and Perbin can just stay. I mean, the front three, you have JBC, Sullivan, and Barrett. That's where it is right now. It doesn't really matter where they are from there. For the forwards, I think it's fine. Leave Haywood there, Callaway, then Pena. But then the big question is center. And clearly it's got to be Mo or Carson, both 7-footers. And clearly Carson, because he doesn't have as good outside shooting as Mo. You know, it's got to be Carson moving back over to center. No doubt. No doubt about it. Paris Carson is your center and Mo is your starting power forward. I mean, Sox, I can do that. I don't really think it makes too much of a difference. I mean, he's a slasher, but... I mean, he only has 76 passing, 72 handle. I actually don't think you want Dion Barrett necessarily in that point guard role. I think you're fine there. It doesn't really matter. I mean, he's going to be played in both spots anyway. Again, Haywood, Callaway, Pena. You got Mo. Gorovich can technically stay there because he's the only one that can play center, so it'll put him there. Honestly, I think here you're fine. You know, again, it'll play... If Carson's not in, it'll play Spencer or Gorovich at center. And then Anthony and Bilic with some decent options. But still, I mean, your team's not bad. It's got Barry Carroll at point guard, Sullivan at shooting guard, Haywood at forward, Spencer at forward, and Carson at center. Why 4 power forwards? I mean, why not? They all have secondary positions. You don't need to even it out. Play them wherever anyway. 6th man is Dion Barrett. You got Callaway getting some time, Peja Gorovich getting some time, Pena as well, then Anthony. So Bilic is the only one on your team not really getting any time, which isn't too bad. He's by far the worst player. Everyone else will at least get a little bit of time. The one thing we didn't look at was the scoring options. To be honest, for the hell of it, I mean, I think you guys, what, Spencer, probably just go off the highest rated. Spencer, Carroll, then Haywood. You can maybe make the argument for Sullivan. But clearly you guys are going to want to feed the ball to Mo. Clearly. I know how you work. I mean, those 3, you know, leading the way as your primary scoring options, you're not really doing that bad. And again, Haywood has that unreal 3-point shooting. And then for me, I mean, clearly it's get the ball to Watson. Honestly, I mean, my strategy is going to be interesting because I think it is going to be get the ball to Watson, Popovich, and Cook. It's going to be pretty similar in the way you guys have it set up. Only thing we have to do is set up your mentorships. And for some reason, your mentorships didn't reset. There we go. Let me just double check the team here and make sure I got everything set up. So, did that weird glitch again. So at point guard, you have one Jared Barry Carroll. Shooting guard now is Carlton Sullivan. Your primary shooting guard there. And then Dion Barrett, also shooting guard, point guard. Perbin, also going to be shooting guard, point guard, because it doesn't really matter. He's not playing right now. But at least has him set up as his highest overall for the moment. Makes him look better. Zach Haywood is still set up perfectly. happy with that. Callaway. Again, it's been changed over. Instead of a guard, it'll be a power forward. Then Pena. Same thing. Try to take advantage of that height. So you guys get a lot of people who could fill in at power forward, obviously. Mo Spencer's good. Peja Gorovic. I don't hate, like, the thing is, like, I wouldn't say either side has built a bad team, you know? Neither side has built a bad team. It's just who's going to get kind of the luck of the draw to see their team make the postseason first. Will this season, I mean, we were both close last year, will this season be that first season where both teams push for the playoffs? We will find out. Again, just let me set up those mentorships. So we will have Jared Barry Carroll learning probably from Sullivan. Have these two directly teach one another. And then I don't have access to Parabin yet. We'll have Sullivan and JBC teach one another. Hall of Fame catch and shoot for Sullivan right now too is insane. Also go hot zone hunter and corner specialist. And then Sullivan from JBC. Doesn't have any golds. Socks, I have to check, but for the most part, I'm fairly confident. Like, we'll double check. He's got the height, though, which is what I'm happy about. Davos! Davos. Good to see you, friendo. How are ya? How are ya? Let's see. You guys can have Mr. Haywood learn from Dion Barrett. And Mr. Barrett can learn from Mr. Haywood with his Hall of Fame. Dude, Haywood has 4 Hall of Fame badges already. Are you fucking kidding me? Zach Haywood's an ungodly shooter. Ungodly shooter. That's unreal. That is unreal. And then Callaway. Nothing Pena can teach Callaway. What about the other way around? Have to teach a pickpocket. And then for the big men, I mean, obviously, Mo Spencer will be teaching Paris Carson, who has Hall of Fame chase down artist. Rim protector. And we'll go pogo stick. And then Carson with Mo. No Hall of Fame badges for Mo yet. Box, rebound chaser, and worm. So the only other options are Bilic, Anthony, and Gorovic. Let's go with Gorovic. Anthony can teach him a couple of things. Bilic can learn from Gorovic. Can. Perfect. All right, cool. Everything's set up. Everything is set up. Your Vancouver Ravens are rocking an 85 overall, 85 offense, 86 defense. Not too shabby. All right, we have 2 people suggesting that maybe Zach Haywood and his ungodly shooting should be the focal point of the offense over Mo Spencer. Anybody want to second that? We can leave it up to a vote if you want. Can leave it up to a vote if you want. It is your call, after all. But let me know.
What we're gonna do right here is go back. Way back.
Oh. Fuck it, we'll vote it. We'll vote it. We'll do what we do. Gives me a chance to go grab some more Palmer anyway. So, what you're going to be doing is voting for who you would like to see be the priority on offense. It is multiple choice. The top 3 in the order that they're voted on will be how we move forward. So feel free to vote on that in chat. Again, whoever you'd like to see have the priority on offense in that order. And I'm going to go grab some Palmer. I'll be right back. And here we be. And here we be. Sans sweatshirt because it's hot as shit in here. What's that vote looking like? People are on board with the Haywood idea. Fair enough. Shout out to the one person who voted for Carson. So it looks like it is going to be Haywood, Spencer, and then JBC. Second, one vote differential between JBC and Sullivan, but now it's 2. Perfect. That's it. All right, chat. We're good to go. We are ready to begin another season here with these 2 teams. 2 teams that could very, very likely make the playoffs this season. By the way, the staff for the Liberty, I'm rocking a C coach and Philip Newton. Jay Knight, Doug Quinn. It looks like it just gives us C coaches across the board. So that's something. Fair enough. So the good thing is here too, our first meeting of the season, very early on in the season, December 18th. We're going to get to see these 2 teams in action very, very soon, which is very nice. As the Liberty lose their first game of the season, we'll be 1-2 heading into this game. You guys rocking a 2-3 record.